In the last 5 years, hundreds of traders have asked me how to improve their trading. The truth, you're not going to like it. But if you're willing to do the opposite of what you want, here are 6 truths I've learned from going to over 100,000 in profits and almost 200K in profits now. So if you're willing to stick around and hear some kind of uncomfortable truths about what I've learned over the past 5 years or so of trading and a bit more, then this is definitely going to be a video you want to watch. First, what gets you into trading won't get you to succeed. 99% of traders fail. We all know that statistic. Those who attempt trading are the ones thinking they will be the outlier. The ego and confidence is vital to give it a try, but will hold you back in making good decisions. What I mean by this is, I remember seeing this tweet a while back. I think it was maybe like 2 years into my trading, and someone had said something pretty similar along those kind of lines. And it made me think about that a lot. To have the courage to get into trading and to be so ignorant to believe that you're going to be the outlier and you're going to be the person that makes all this money trading is, to a normal person or to a realistic person, is a pretty, daunting task. I think um, when you're in the circle of traders and when you're in the circle of people that have a similar mindset, it maybe seems very common. It seems like everyone thinks about that. But when I talk to some of my other friends, my family, whoever else, strangers, things like that, a lot of those people would not take that risk. A lot of people would not dedicate, 2 years, a year, lose money as well. Like that's something that's so out of the norm. You do have to be a bit of an outlier in sense of just confidence, ego, ignorance, whatever it may be, to get you into trading. And it's vital to get you into trading, but it is definitely the thing that's going to hold you back for a good while in trading, because you kind of have to rewire yourself while also maintaining that kind of confidence. And it's a very difficult task. Like it's, even nowadays, it's something that's, difficult to deal with. And I've just really put in procedures or didn't play to my strengths really. Algorithmic trading for me, which is primarily what I do, is allowing me to get a less emotional attachment to my trades and more of an emotional effect on the actual strategies itself, which I can then think about and ponder over for a week, a month, a quarter, whatever time I need to make a properly good decision, compared to making a decision in a split second on an actual trade. So I think this is just a mixture of just telling you that what gets you into trading definitely will hold you back for a while, and you're gonna have to kind of relearn some of those things. At least that's my experience. Two, good trading is boring. I still remember how exciting my first trade was, but that rush is just the complete opposite of what profitable trading really feels like. Good trading requires planning, patience, consistency, and a sense of calm. This is so true for my trading nowadays. I was speaking with a good friend of mine that's also a trader, and we were just talking about how boring trading is sometimes, especially when you're very more systematic and maybe you're more algorithmic. There's not that much to do on a daily basis. Obviously, there's a lot of research, you're modeling strategies, you're coming up with new ideas, things like that. But on a day to day, you're not sitting in front of your computer trying to place a trade. You may be sitting in front of your computer doing something else, but it's nothing like watching every single trade take place. So it can be quite boring. I will say, just because I love markets, I still do get excited when there's crazy moves on any indexes or any particular stock. I always find those exhilarating to watch. But most of the time, I'm never trading them unless my strategy is trading them. So, still, for the most part, I think good trading is just boring across the board. And I've heard that more and more from people that are ahead of me, that the actual execution and doing the trades is what they probably don't like or find boring, at least. But the passion and everything around it goes into trading, into researching, finding new ideas, the curiosity, the amount of learning you get in your personal life and in your trading because of trading. I think that's actually probably one thing I maybe have left off this list, is like, it's not so much a harsh truth, but trading does make you a better person for the most part. Obviously, that there can be exceptions within there. If you over risk and you lose all your savings or something like that, that can really destroy a life. But um, a lot of the traits in trading does make you a better person, because you have to be more calm, you have to be more realistic, you have to be able to think through scenarios, be more probabilistic mindset, things like that. But anyway, that's more of a side tangent. So number three is overconfidence. I know that I know nothing, which is a famous quote by Socrates. The more you learn, the more you understand how ignorant you were in the beginning. Even 5 years later, I'm constantly learning from those ahead of me, and you're never gonna crack the market. It's a never-ending process. Trust me. If you ever see a course headline or a YouTube headline that's "I've cracked the market," or "this is how you make 100% win rate," or something like that, that's just not ever gonna happen. I will say the only exception there, because I always like to produce nuances in these videos, because I personally believe trading is very nuanced in most aspects of it, is there can be at a time like an arbitrage or something like that, that could work at a very high percentage, like 90%, maybe even 100% on some arbitrages. But those are often very short lived, maybe a month, maybe a week, maybe like max a year, give or take. I think I've actually, the longest one I've ever heard of was about a year. So yeah, overconfidence will plague your beginning years or beginning year, I guess, of trading, and you need to realize that. It's a harsh truth, but you really need to realize once you have I know that exact feeling. I remember having a week where I didn't take a single losing trade, and this was still back when I was discretionary. It was maybe like 6 months in or 7 months in, and I really thought, I'm not even lying. Like, I know how stupid it sounds, but I really thought, oh, okay, like I understand how to do this now. I know how to trade. Like, this is just easy now. I know what to do. That is pure ignorance and pure overconfidence. And guess what? Next week I lost pretty much all of it, all the profits anyway. So just be ready for in the beginning year to keep on telling yourself you're dumber than you actually are. Um, and just really be happy knowing that, okay, look, I don't know everything. Maybe this week was great, but I don't actually know why. I don't actually have a strategy in place or whatever it is. Just be humbling yourself as much as possible. Otherwise, the market will really humble you. And that's always more. Uh, and it's always more of a painful experience to do it through losing money and things like that than just telling yourself and being more, maybe, I guess, insecure in one way of things just about your actual performance. 4, profitability is a transient state. We envision hitting profitability as an irreversible milestone. I know traders who have been incredibly profitable in 1 year only to incur losses in the following 2. Maintaining profitability requires consistent effort and dedication. This is something I think maybe is just not very well spoken about in the trading online world. Is many people have titles like how to become profitable, or those sort of titles. Those are good, I guess, to some extent. They speak a bit of truth, but profitability really is not a constant state. You could be really profitable for 3 months and then you could lose the rest of the year. You could be profitable for 4 years and then lose for the next two. It really depends on your strategy, depends on your edge, depends on how well you're executing, depends how, so many factors go into it to maintain profitability. Now, I will say, over time, profitability does get easier because you're less likely to make those key mistakes that that's going to break your profitability, or how to develop a strategy, how to test a strategy, so it makes becoming profitable easier and more consistent. But it's never a given. I personally worked with a trader who was, I think, profitable for like 3 years, and then he had a red year, and then he started working with me to be more systematic, and then he's completely recovered everything. He's like all-time highs now. But the key point of that story is that for 3 years he was profitable. By any means of measure, you would expect him to be profitable next year, but he wasn't. He had a red year, and it was a tough year for him, and his strategies didn't really work. And I think he fell out of love with the execution side of things, and he wasn't doing it very well. Um, and that's a really common thing for traders. Another really good example, just to really hit this home, is 2020 and 2021. Everyone thought they could just long everything, and they were right. They would be profitable for those maybe year, maybe 2 years, and then after, I have seen so many traders just lose it all. And I'm not even lying. They've just so used to how easy that market environment was for the particular strategy that they're just not used to it when it completely reverses, and they're not able to adapt. So just to really hit that home, don't expect profitability to be 10 times easier once you hit it. It's not going to be. It's going to be maybe a tiny bit easier to hit it again, but you really need to understand that it's not something that you hit once and it's just there forever. 5, evidence builds conviction. Conviction in trading isn't built through ice baths or morning rituals. It stems from data or experience. Whether you have 5 years of experience or 5 years of historical data, the foundation will provide the conviction to endure the drawdowns. And I think that's the main purpose of conviction. The main purpose of conviction is that you can continue doing your strategy when it feels like you shouldn't be doing it. When you're having a week of drawdown and you're still having to execute the same way, it feels wrong. It feels like you're going to lose. Or some people go into drawdowns for months, some even years, and you consistently have to do the same thing, or maybe you adapt it a small bit. But once you start changing the whole strategy and you start overfitting it based on last week's results, that's when you're not actually trading a strategy. You're just kind of discretionary trading and changing the variables every fucking minute or two. So That is a really important one. I would say focus on, at least for me, in the beginning years, I'd focus on data. And after you have those years of experience, you can start to implement some discretionary experience if that is something you're good at. For me, 5 years in, I'm still not good at discretionary trading. I'm a bit better than I guess I was in year one and year two, but I'm still way better of a researcher, modeling strategies and creating algorithms. That's definitely where my strengths lie. And that's what I'm going to continue exploiting and leveraging to gain profits. So just know where your strengths are, and definitely in the beginning try and rely on some historical data, on some foundation that you don't have your own experience. You need to be able to look at historical data and be like, okay, this is shows an edge in this time and whatever, and then you can build off that. Six is half your size. We get into trading for the money, but once you forget about the money and focus on the core principles, you'll find that profits naturally follow. Lower your size so you can think with a clear head. This remains true for discretionary and algorithmic trading. As Robert Caravere says, the number one most common mistake a lot of traders do is just over leverage. Another part of that is just like oversizing, but pretty much it's just using too much capital for the amount of capital you actually have on a particular trade or on a particular strategy. You need to have a smaller size than you think to be able to think clearly, be able to think rationally, be able to execute consistently, be able to handle the drawdowns. Everyone wants profits really quickly, and I know that's why everyone gets into trading. It's why I got into trading. But after some time, you will realize that that's not the way to making consistent profits. You really do need to have lower size and build conviction over time, and also even traders that I know that trade with massive size, like I know one person that has like 1 million in just one account, and that's primarily just for shorting stocks that are on overextension plays. And he uses a large amount of that capital, but his total amount of capital, or I guess total net worth, is like 10 million or so. So respectively, that's 10%. While it's still a big chunk, and he has still a decent appetite for risk. Some people will have a $5,000 account and then just use the whole 5,000 on every single trade. I know small accounts are definitely harder to build with. It was the same for me, but it feels wrong at the beginning to use lower size and make lower profits and be putting in all this effort just to make $50 on a day or something like that. But it's just a needed part of the journey, at least in my opinion, because until you start using that lower size, you're never going to be able to think clearly about your problems or how to address them or the solutions you could be applying. You're always going to have that kind of fog um, that pretty much just guides you to try and use as much size as possible to recover everything. And that's something I can speak from personal experience. That happened to me for at least like a year. So yeah, these were just harsh truths that I know maybe it's not the most flashy YouTube video, but it's something that I've just personally pondered over these past kind of 5 years. And I do think these six hold true for the most part, at least from my experience. If you like this kind of content, then hey, check me out on Twitter, which is Ghost Trades, or feel free to subscribe on YouTube. Anyway, have a great day.